A small Kentucky town voted to dissolve their own local government, and today is the first day without it. Thanks for joining us here at 6:30. I'm Alex Dieterer. It's in the small town of Bonnyville, an hour south of Louisville in Hart County, Kentucky. The woman who spearheaded the movement says the $30 a year she paid to the city of Bonnyville wasn't going towards any improvements. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester spoke with the woman who started it all.
A flag once on that mast, taken down by City Hall shortly after the general election. It's a sign of changing times in Bonnyville, a small town in Hart County, Kentucky. It was once a city, but residents voted to dissolve it, effective today.
The interstate killed it, which that's not a new story. But they really haven't tried to keep up with bringing in new business or anything else. And that was our main objective.
That's Melody Shanaberger. She's the woman behind the movement to dissolve the local government in Bonnyville. Residents voted on November 5th, 67-60, to dissolve into the county. Shanaberger says the bottom line is her taxes weren't going towards any improvements in the city. That's why she decided to spearhead the petition that put this question on the ballot during the general election. Shanaberger says the county will officially take the keys tomorrow, but she doesn't think the small Kentucky town will see many obvious changes, except for a couple of street lights out, because now the city won't control services like public lighting. In Bonnyville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
With the failure of Amendment 2, Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers says his party is now moving away from school choice. Stivers says they'll now be taking a closer look at Kentucky's public school system. The Republican leader pointed to a 9% boost they gave to the public education funding model, saying they'll be looking to make sure they get their dollars worth.
Last year, which would allow for additional capital construction, additional pay raises, substantial pay raises, for the faculty and administration. And so it's going to be a system that we want to look at to see how we can get better outcomes.
Now, it's important to note superintendents we spoke with when the budget was passed told us the money provided is not nearly enough to provide the raises they're requesting. In order to compete with starting salaries in Tennessee and Indiana, Hardin County schools would need to bump salaries more than 9%. At most, they'd reach 4% with incoming state funding alone. Other counties, it's even less. And Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has been elected as the vice chair of the Democratic Governors Association, a position that will make him chair of the board in 2026. The board elected current chair Kansas Governor Laura Kelly to continue serving as the chair in 2025. Kelly started as vice chair before taking over as chair when Minnesota Governor Tim Walz joined Harris to run as VP. Tonight, we're learning new details about a fatal crash on the Bluegrass Parkway in Hardin County yesterday. Deputies say they responded to the crash just after 5 p.m. The sheriff's office says Shirley Fuqua was traveling east when her car hit another car and caused it to lose control. The car then crossed the median and went airborne, hitting Leslie and William Parsons' car, causing it to crash into another in the westbound lanes. Shirley Fuqua and Leslie and William Parson were all pronounced dead at the scene. The drivers of the other two cars involved were injured but are expected to survive. We are taking a live look at Jeffersonville and the beautifully lit 2nd Street Bridge decorated for the holidays. And what a beautiful day it was to be outside all across Kentuckiana enjoying this weather. We're joined now by meteorologist Sam Gabrielli. And Sam, it did not feel like December 8th today.
It really didn't, Alex. Turned out to be a really warm day. We actually did manage to make our way to near 60 in Louisville today. We should be at 49 degrees this time of the year into the afternoon. And I must admit, though, the clouds really did increase quicker than what I thought it was going to be, but overall no big weather complaints today, with temperatures again 57 in Bardstown, 57 earlier today in Frankfort. And so far as we stand right now, again a live look from Jeffersonville towards downtown Louisville, and still staying pretty darn mild here at the 6:30 hour. We can thank these clouds rolling through. Of course, the sun is now officially set, but these clouds are kind of blanketing us, keeping temperatures held in check so far. Again, off to the southwest, we do some slightly cooler air, 49 in Hardinsburg. occurring. Take a closer look too. We're already watching a swath of rainfall. Nothing really to speak of locally, but take a look to the southwest of us. That's going to be the main story. This bulk of the rainfall is going to be affecting our night. I'll be previewing the chance for the rainfall into the night tonight and how it's going to be affecting your Monday morning commute coming up.
Thank you, Sam. Today, legendary Louisville journalist Bob Hill spoke about his new book out here, an autobiography about his life featuring some of the columns he wrote. Hill was a longtime columnist for the Career Journal and Louisville Times. He said he was drawn to Louisville because of its size, and despite having opportunities to go to bigger cities, he was happy right here.
I just wanted to tell my life in journalism, and maybe a little bit other people can read it and decide what they want to do. It took me a while. I was 25 before I started. So the real story is when you find something to do, a place you like to do it, just stay there.
You'll have another opportunity to hear from Bob Hill about his new book and his life as a journalist, speaking with icons like Muhammad Ali and Loretta Lynn next Sunday at the Louisville Public Library. That event will be held at the main library at 2 in the afternoon.
Well, I hope they know that in all sincerity, we wanted to do something for our city, this wonderful place to live. And I hope as they look at all the banners to feel that these are people who really made the city a better place.
The first wife of former Kentucky Governor John Y. Brown and trailblazer herself, Ellie Brown, has died. You just heard her speak at the Hometown Heroes banner back in May. The late governor and Ellie funded Actors Theater, helped save the downtown YMCA, and were instrumental in the development of the Kentucky Center for the Arts and the Ollie Center. Ellie played an instrumental role in bringing the Kentucky Colonels into the hearts of the Louisville community. She was the first chairwoman of the board of the Kentucky Colonels ABA team and was part of an all-female ownership board. Ellie and John Y. Brown II were inducted into the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame in 1998. Ellie leaves behind 3 children, including John Y. Brown III. He says, the former Kentucky Secretary of State says to his mother that she was such a pioneer and trailblazer, but never saw herself as that. Just doing what the guys tried to do and doing it more passionately and creatively, and a heck of a lot better. Her greatest legacy was being a great mother and grandmother. Nothing meant more to her than that.